Okay guys, so if you have your car and it's got the symptom where you're coming to a red light and you slow down, and when you stop it's bucking and bucking and it even stalls out, chances are there's a few things that could be the problem, but I got a code with a PO300 and a PO014, and so that's an indication that the VVT valve, the variable speed timing or whatever it is, it's on the exhaust side, and that's indicating that that's the problem. But so that's what we're going to do. So I've never done this before, and I'll take you through the steps as I encounter them and see if we can't take it out and clean it and test it to see if it's working. Okay guys. Please bear with me. I'm trying to give you some important information before the video, because I wanted to make a step-by-step video, but Mother Nature had different plans. She came, kicked me in the nutsack, and it was snowing, pouring down rain, blowing a gale, and I just needed to get the job done, so I couldn't film, and but I needed to get it done, so I did. So I have enough footage though you can do this job. I'm going to tell you right up front, you can do this job, but you have to listen to what I'm saying before the video. I'm going to save you a lot of time and aggravation. Get yourself an extension that's 30 inches or a little more. If you got to put all kinds of extensions together, fine, if that's what you got to do. But remember, each extension got slop. You end up with a horseshoe, right? Tighten it up somehow, put some paper in there, tighten it up. Now, speaking of saving time, make sure you go underneath this vehicle. For this particular vehicle, you got to go underneath, save your time. Don't be like me, wasting 2.5 hours trying to get the bolts from up top because somebody said you could. You can't. Not with this vehicle, this model, this year. You're not going to do it, okay? Go underneath and take the bolts out. Now, when you go underneath to put the bolts back in, there's some tips that I want to tell you to save you time and aggravation. Where your socket goes onto your extension, make sure that you put some paper or cloth or something like that to make it nice and tight. More importantly though, the 10 millimeter bolt, make sure that you put some cloth in the socket and put that bolt head fully in the socket, not right down to the bottom because he's only that long, right? But that bolt head needs to be fully seated in that socket. So it's going to save you a lot of aggravation, because I was already under there and everything. I didn't have no paper, and I was like, well, I'm going to try and get it in. And the time that it took me to get to some cloth or whatever and put it on there, 40 minutes I was looking for that bolt. As soon as I put it up there, I tried to get it in that tight spot and put it in, it fell out, and yeah, 40 minutes. So don't do that, okay? So once you got your bolt and everything nice and secure, you're going to be able to do this with a long extension. That's that part of it. The second part is, if you're changing the solenoid farthest closest to the rear of the vehicle, which is called the intermediate camshaft locking VVT solenoid, you can do that without any of the other information, okay? You can get it from the top. You'll scratch up your arms and everything, but it's doable. The other two, the intake and the exhaust, you're going to have to remove engine mounts. So I used a piece of 2x12 under the oil pan. You support the engine, not jack up the vehicle. You support the engine. You take out your engine mounts, which I'll show you. Then if you want to take that engine mount out, I didn't. I slid it to the side enough to, but it will help if you took it out. It gives you more room. You can lower the vehicle, lower the engine very, slowly and methodically. Get the engine mount out, and then you're going to jack up the engine to the maximum. And this is very important. When you're jacking up that engine, keep an eye on either your wheel well, or if you're coming in from the front, the bumper. As soon as you see your car lifting, stop. You've reached the maximum. You can do a lot of damage. Then you can do the you can get to the solenoids. You can't get the bolts out. That's why I'm telling you, don't waste time. Go underneath. But you can get to the solenoids, and if you got long, bony fingers, you can probably do it with a lot of ease compared to my sausage fingers, but there isn't much room. Good luck, guys, and you keep in mind what I just said. Don't forget to unplug your negative battery, which everybody should know to do when you're dealing with electronics or whatever. So let's get to the video, and I think you can do this. So what you're looking at is, see where the plug is off? Where that plug is? Well, it goes plugged into that black part right next to it. So it's too small to, you can only have one hand down there. That's where it is for this one. That's the last one towards the rear of the vehicle. So take this 10mm out, take that 10mm out, unclip the holes, and you can move this a little bit freely, right? So you can get that mount out if you want to get it out. So yeah, I took this off as well, trying to get the swing with enough room. You have to take that little round thing off because it's kind of, I don't know what that does, but it protrudes out and gets in the way, so you can take that off as well. And the rest, well, oh yeah, I took this thing off right here to kind of move the harness out of it, and so you can make your own judgment. But that's where, I don't know if you can you see that? That's one, and so I mean, it's just a finger's width, okay? This one and this one first. And then there's two. There's one. And then I think it's this one, and this one. So this long one goes in there. That's one. That's one there, and the other one, okay, you can see it there, that's the bolt there. Okay, I mean, I'm trying my best to show you here. So that's one. This is the furthest one, closest to the red. I can't reach that, but right, and then the other one you can get without moving the mounts. You can see roughly that's the tire right there, Right, that's the strut. So here, right there. That's the best I can do, guys. But you got to have an extension to get up there and try your best. Good luck. So the part number for the blue string is VVT 143 solenoid. Comes wrapped in a nice bubble wrap. When I takes the other one out, I know it looks exactly like it, and so it's grounded. Perfect. At least we know it works. I'll show you that the old one do not work. I took it apart, I cleaned it. Watch now, it'll work. So it's grounded properly, but there's nothing to report. You gotta hold it like this, go down. You can't have a jacket or nothing on because there's no room. As you can tell, my arms is, so you go down and then you try and get that in the hole, and this here needs to be like 12 o'clock pointing up at you, and that's how it goes. But it's simple enough once you know the location, what to expect. I show you that. The other ones, the second and third ones that's farther to the front, towards the rad, you're going to have to take the engine mounts off and lower and get room. Make sure you put a jack under your chunk of wood and a jack under your oil pan to keep the engine from falling, and you'll have to take out the two engine mounts to get room to get at it. So yeah, anyway, let's get it in there. A little trick, what I do in a real tight spot, I have a bit of a thread and I ties this not in a knot, but so I can put my hand down and pull this after I get it in like 3 threads. And if you do drop it, right, you got this in your other hand or whatever, if you do drop it, it comes on a string, so you can just pull it back up. Okay guys, I'm going to show you, try and show you, because it just happened. I dropped this bolt. See it? You can see it there. I dropped that bolt. I'll try and film this the best I can. And I retrieved it with that little, I got it in a few threads. I just pulled that. And can you see? And then torque it down. I think it's not even, I think it's 40 inch-pounds.